Hey polish fans, it's Caroline again, and welcome to another video here at Wild Lacquer. In today's video, as you can see, we are moving on to another tote from my huge estate haul that I found on Facebook Marketplace of nail polish, over 2,000 bottles. So this is only our second tote. Previously, we've done 5 bags that had 100 bottles each. Those were grocery style bags. And then one other tote that was smaller than this, at least like footprint wise, but taller. So this is the shorter, larger one. It's only a few inches deep, but it has a lot of these new in-box polishes and a lot of the vapid body mists. So those are not going to count towards our bottle count of nail polish, but I'm curious about what we're going to find. So yeah, we have a lot of interesting things in this one. So let's go ahead and jump right in. I will say if you missed the introduction or any of the previous videos, I'll link the playlist up there in the cards of this entire series. This is going to be part 17, so you'll have a lot to watch. All right, let's just go ahead and jump right in with this first one on top. Ooh, with a femme fatale. New inbox. This is Morning Glory from January 2016. It was the color of the month. So this one might take me a little longer since I'm opening boxes. So we'll see how many polishes I can get through in this one. This one is like a lemon lime, maybe more like a yellow with a pinch of green in it. There's also a green shimmer, which might be making it harder for me to discern if it's a green or a yellow. But yeah, I think on camera it's definitely coming across as a like tennis ball yellow, so kind of verging into a green, but not quite, still very yellow. It does have that predominant green shift, which I think has like a blue shift in it. This is not exactly my color per se, but I think I'm going to surprise some of my regulars by putting this in the keep pile. I want to at least swatch this and see. It's very unusual. The tone of this too, when you have this brighter, kind of a cool toned green flash in it, makes the base very interesting, maybe almost like a mustard depending on the lighting. So this could be an interesting one to try. I might actually enjoy it for the summer, so we'll see. It is definitely outside my comfort zone, but I'd like to give that one a shot. So that is Femme Fatale's Morning Glory. Next up, we have a new inbox serum number 5. This one is Sweet Nothings. Serum number 5, I think, is a brand that I have 1 or 2 of. I don't really have that many. And this one, oh, it's a cute little Crowley. Look at that. So this is, oh, I was going to say like an off-white, but it could also have like a pinch of pink in there. Again, it could be the shimmer throwing me off because there is a purple shimmer in there, that purple to blue that you're seeing. It also has a very cute mix of glitters in there. I'm seeing everything from like a yellow right there, like a buttercream yellow, to these larger squares or hex glitters, maybe even diamonds. I'm actually not too sure what that one might be. It's sort of partially hidden underneath the base, but very cute mix. I'm seeing some holographics in either a fuchsia or possibly a red. Plus you have that really pretty shifting shimmer in there. This is very unusual to my collection and I really like it. So we're going to add this to the collection. Kind of reminds me of like cupcake frosting and sprinkles. So that one's going in the keep pile as well. That one is serum number 5, Sweet Nothings. Next up, ooh, we have a triple of julep. So this, I don't know if they like, I mean, obviously they came in this, but I don't know if this was like a trio or if it was just the way that they sent out 3 polishes at a time. It's been a while since I've ordered from Julep, so I'm not really remembering when those came into play, but we have 3 different colors. We're just going to go ahead and take them one at a time. The first one is a limey green, might be Tatum. And if you're unfamiliar with Julep, they were actually a fairly local to me now in the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, Seattle, Washington. So when I discovered them, trying to think if we had already moved to the Pacific Northwest or if we were still over in Reno. I don't really recall. It's possible we were here because that was about 2015. Yeah, that might track. In any case, they were a subscription box. So before I ever discovered, I mean, years before I ever discovered Orly's Color Pass, there was Julep. So you could sign up. You did a little like personality quiz about what colors you liked and things like that. And each month they had color selections based on different categories. And this one you can see on their little box was from the Bombshell collection. And then let's see if the other ones say, this one was Classic with a Twist. And this one was also Classic with a Twist. There was at least a few others though. I don't remember offhand what they were, but we might run into a few more julep boxes. That's Olivia's tail here, and we might be able to see some more of their groups that they had. But this one is a limey shade of green. It's got a golden shimmer in it. This is actually a pretty nice shade of this green, although my regulars will hear this coming a mile away because I've been talking about limey shades of green here for a while. They're just not my favorite, and here's why. I really like them in the bottle, but when I put them on, at least one particular one that I was very much anticipating wearing, I really did not like it on my skin tone. So I'm a little leery of them now. This one is a nice shade though, and it's not quite as intensely green in the base. It's got that lightness to it. So I think I actually want to give this one a try. See if it might look okay. Also something that took me a while to learn about the julep lids. They do come off, so you don't have to screw them on perfectly. You can just realign the caps. But yeah, I think I might want to put this into the keep pile to at least swatch and see compared to the other greens that I might have in my collection. I don't know, I get the feeling I might actually like that. But that one was Juleps Tatum. Next up in the trio that we unboxed is Mariska. This one was from the Classic with a Twist, as is the other one that we're going to unbox, which is a pink. And this one, ooh, needs a bit of a shake. I can't quite tell if it's a coral or an orange. All right, so Mariska looks like an orange. A cream formula. This is actually a nice shade. I think I might like this. Orange is one of my favorite shades, especially for the fall season. This is obviously not a very fall shade, but this is very nice, almost like a papaya shade, which is funny because I was actually looking for a papaya shade a few years ago, like a few summers ago. And this one, I don't know, I think it still needs a bit of a shake-up to confirm if it's the shade that I'm thinking, but it might be close to the color I was looking for. So this is definitely going in the keep pile. I don't believe this is one that I own. So yeah, going in the keep pile. I don't know that I'm going to keep putting them in the box. This is going to take a long time if I put everything back in the box. All right, the last julep in that little trio is another Classic with a Twist. This one is Caitlin. All right, so this is a nice summer pink. This is definitely that tone or family of these bright pinks that I've really been enjoying for summer. This one does need a little bit of a shake up as well, but it's a nice color. This one I think is going to go in the pile of ones that I check on because the name does sound familiar, but Zoya also I think has a Caitlin, and I'm questioning if I have the Zoya's Caitlin or the Juleps Caitlin. So this is going to go in the to be checked pile. Same rules as always will apply. If I do already own it, the new bottle will go in the D-stash, and if I don't, this one might go into the collection. All right, next up we have more juleps. This is another little duo pack. So there we go. I think that's how it might work. It might have worked this way. They just had their little sleeves that could go over multiple boxes when you ordered. Like I said, it has been quite some time. All right, so from those two, the first one we have is another Classic with a Twist. This one is Greta. Now, Greta also sounds familiar. I'm wondering if I ended up getting this at some point. It is one of their specialty finishes in like a maroon color, and see all of those beautiful speckles. We've got a larger shimmer particle going on in there. We've got blues and pinks, maybe even some purples. So this is going to go in the to be checked pile as well. The name does sort of sound familiar, and it's very possible that I did end up with some of these juleps. For a long time, julep was probably at the head of the line of bottles I owned the most of from a single brand. Ooh, this one's pretty. The next julep is Octavia from Classic with a Twist again. Now this one, the name doesn't sound familiar, other than the name, of course, but this color, it would definitely have been one I would have picked out. It is a really beautiful indigo, maybe even leaning more towards the blurply side of an indigo. It's got a vibrancy to it as well. So this is going to go in the to be checked pile as well, because this is definitely one that I would have picked out if I knew about it when I had the subscription box. So Octavia is going to go in the check pile. Next up, we've got a Rescue Beauty Lounge. I already knew we had a lot of these here because I can see the red boxes and we've got a few of these to look at. And this is also another brand that is going to be really exciting for me because this is a brand that I feel like I had heard of when I discovered indie brands, and then they discontinued. They stopped making polish, and I know I never bought directly from them, so the polishes that I do have in my collection, I got either through mystery boxes or D-stashes, so I'm really excited to see which ones we find. This one is all about Eve's, and oh my goodness, we have a vibrant blue. Wow, very nice caps as well. So this is a gorgeous cream polish. This shade of blue is so vibrant, so summery. Definitely a color I could see myself wearing. So this is going to go in the keep pile. I've been saying it in all of the videos, so I'm sure you're sick of hearing it by now if you've watched those, but I have a ton of comparisons that will need to be done after this, especially adding this many new polishes to my collection. But I like this color. I want to at least see how it compares to the other ones in my collection. So it's going to go in the keep pile, at least until I can do those swatches and comparisons. So that was our first Rescue Beauty Lounge, all about Eve's. Next up, we've got a Cult Nails. This one is called Analicious, and this is a fiery red with a golden flash to it. So this one, I don't think is going to surprise my regulars because it has two of my less than favorite colors, a gold and a vibrant punchy red. So yeah, this is going to go directly into the D-stash. I just don't see myself reaching for this, and I know I'm going to be more excited about other colors in this box. I don't need to keep every single one. Cult Nails is one of those brands, again, that I was very excited to find, but I don't need to keep every single bottle of theirs. So Cult Nails Analicious is going to go in the D-stash. All right, next up, ooh, we've got an Emily DeMolly. This one is called Head Over Heels, and this one is a hollow with little particles of like either a micro flaky or a larger shimmer in a bright pink. I don't know if all of those are going to come across on camera, but you can definitely see that hollow. The base of this is a lavender or lilac shade. Very beautiful. Has a purple fan. This one's going in the collection. Plus, Emily DeMolly is another one of those brands that is in my top 10. I honestly don't know if I could nail it down, whittle it down to a top 3, but these are up there in my rotating top 10 favorite brands. So that's going to the keep pile as well. I don't think this is one I have either. So that is Head Over Heels from Emily DeMolly going in the keep pile. All right, next up we have another serum number 5. This one is Opposites Attract. And this one looks to be a black hollow, I think. Also has pink sparkles throughout it, maybe a mini flaky or a larger shimmer. Now this is definitely in that range of colors that I have been destashing a lot of. Black hollows or blackened bases, like incredibly dark blues or greens where it almost is a black, but there's that tinge. Have been ones that I've been destashing for probably the last 6 months, maybe verging on a year. They are beautiful, don't get me wrong, they're gorgeous in the bottle, especially with that rainbow hollow. I just don't need a bunch of them. I have been keeping the ones that are special, that have way more ingredients or rainbows from other flakies or particles or things like that. So I already have some. I feel like I can pass this one along without depriving myself of this kind of polish in my collection. So that one's serum number 5, Opposites Attract. Next up, we have an OPI. This one is called French Quarter for Your Thoughts. And this one is like a warm gray with a pinch of taupe to it. This could be interesting. Yeah, kind of a mousy color. Like a gray verging on a mink shade. Yeah, actually, I think this is going to go in the keep pile. I don't think it's one that I have. So yeah, I think this is going to go in the collection. I think this could make a beautiful cream on the nails. So that's OPI's French Quarter for Your Thoughts going in the keep pile. Next up, we've got a Glittering Elements. So this is an indie brand that we've unboxed a couple bottles from so far. It's a new to me brand, at least it was prior to this big haul. And this one is Prototype V1230. Ooh, this is a lovely shade of a deep pink. You've got hollow, you've got these mini flakies that have some shift to them. I'm seeing them in aqua and purple, maybe even some pink. beautiful hollow in this one. Yeah, look at that aqua popping up there. This is beautiful. Again, this is kind of in that realm of pinks that I like for summer. So this is going in the keep pile as well because I know it's one I don't own yet. So that is Glittering Elements Prototype V1230. Next up, ooh, we've got one from Fun Lacquer. This is another brand I don't own very much from. They are kind of that higher price point. So I only bought from them one time, and I think I did it while they were having a sale or something, but I still don't own that many from them. So this one, ooh, is Legend from 2015, and it was a limited edition. Wow. And I already see some more of their boxes in here as well. So I'm excited to see what we get. Ooh, we've got a glitter. So this is a teal. Ooh, there's a pink and fuchsia flash. I don't know if that's catching on camera. The lighting in here has been very disappointing for some of these colors, unfortunately, but there is a bright fuchsia that's catching the light at the angle of the bottle. You've got a holographic glitter in here in a teal base, and then another particle in here that has that shift in it. I think mainly you're seeing that blue interspersed in with that glitter. That's the colors that I'm seeing shift to fuchsia. At least I think that's the particle that right here shifts to fuchsia, orange, and maybe a little bit of gold. That is really, really pretty. This is definitely going in the keep pile. That shift is really, really amazing. I wish it would show up on camera, but that one's going in the keep pile again. I know it's one that I don't have yet. So that was Fun Lacquer's Legend. All right, next up, ooh, we have a parrot polish. This one is Nuclear Bomb. Oh my, this is a very bright tennis ball lemon limey green with gold. This is a very, very vibrant shade. Just to compare it to that julep that I did keep, I think you can tell that there's a tonal difference. There's a lighter, less neon-y color to the one from julep. This one's even more outside my comfort zone than the one from julep, which I'm gonna be giving a try. This one I think I'm okay passing along. I just don't see myself reaching for something in this color range. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in the D-stash. That was Parrot Polish Nuclear Bomb. And sorry, Olivia is mountain climbing on our pile of stuff back there in the room. I thought she'd want to be on my lap because I have a blanket this time, but she's exploring and being a little noisy. All right, next up we have one from Native War Paints. This one is called Candied Apples. This is a Road to Polish Con from Chicago 2017. I remember when that happened. Okay, so the Road to Polish Con was a pretty interesting concept. Not good on the wallet, but very fun in principle. Basically, brands that were going to be going to the event had releases leading up to PolishCon where you could buy polish, I think through the website if I'm remembering correctly, and then hopefully you're at the event and you could buy more polish, or you had a ferry, which is what I did the one time I went to PolishCon. I basically enlisted the help of someone that was already going and had them buy the polish for me and send it to me. I don't remember who, like if it was just a random person I found on Facebook or if it was through the group. I don't remember. It's possible that they also had a ferry service going because I want to say that they had tried that one year as well. But in any case, I remember the Road to PolishCon. And yeah, Candied Apples. I don't know that I have this one. So we're going to go ahead and put this one in the to be checked pile. But okay, you guys, hang on. I was going to show you a brush shot, but look at that shimmer. This is another shimmer that I feel like is even better in person. It's a very intense aqua to blue with a pinch of green in it in this really nice berry base. So this is going to go in the pile that I check on to see if I own it or not. That's Native War Paints Candied Apples. Next up we have Occult Nails. This one is called Time Traveler. Ooh, this is a beautiful deep blue. Can't quite tell if I would describe this as a navy or maybe almost like an indigo. It's got kind of a pinch of purple to it, but I think it is a deep blue. I'll have to see how it ends up swatching compared to other navy dark blue polishes, but I don't think this is one I've run across yet, and I don't think it's one in my collection either, so we're going to put this in the keep pile. That was Cult Nails Time Traveler. I think we're going to shift the box a little bit, make room for my keep pile. This is a bigger tote here. Okay, what next? Let's do this other duo from Julep. Ooh, this actually looks pretty close to this one. Is it the same polish? It is. It's another bottle of Octavia. Well, that makes things easy. I love the color, but I don't need two of them, and I'm already putting one in the to be checked pile, so the other will go in the D stash. That was easy. All right, where'd the other one go? Nope, I don't think that was it. I think it was this one. The other one is Jody, another from the Classic with a Twist collection. This is another one where the name sounds familiar. I think to speed things up with these juleps especially, I'm just not going to take them out of the box. I can't help myself but to put them back in the box. Yeah, this is a pretty nice color. But like I said, the name does sound familiar, so we're going to go ahead and put this in the to be checked pile. Yeah, like I said, with these juleps, I think we're going to be doing that a lot. But yeah, go to the check pile. All right, next up, speaking of julep, we have another julep. This one is called Love, and this was from the Bombshell collection. Now, this one I want to say I know I have. I remember there being one polish in this sort of color category where it was a pink mixed with gold, and I ended up with three that were sort of in the same family. There was a Sinful Colors, this one, and I don't remember the third brand. Oh, I think it was a Maybelline, but I don't know if it was this one. This is going to go in the to be checked pile as well to see if I have it or not, and then we'll go from there. So that one is going in the check pile. That was Love from Julep. Next up, we've got another Femme Fatale. This one is called Abracadaver. Oh my, look at that one. So this one is a grapey purple cream with black matte, red matte, and pink matte glitters. So this is definitely unusual. It's got a variety of sizes of glitters, these big ones all the way down to at least 3 different smaller sizes. I'm trying to decide if this is one that I could see myself wearing because I do like the tone of the purple, but the glitter mix is throwing me because it is predominantly a bigger red glitter. Let's see it on the brush. Sometimes seeing the glitter dispersed out a little bit can help me decide. I mean, it is cute, but I think we're going to just go ahead and let this one go. If I hesitate too much, it's probably because I just am not loving the polish. So we're just going to go ahead and put that one in the D stash. That one is Femme Fatale's Abracadaver. All right, next up we have one from Dior. Nice. So this is another brand I know through Polish Pickup, but I don't know that I've ever actually ordered through Polish Pickup, and I don't think I've purchased from them either. So this would definitely be a new to my collection polish, and it's a purple. This one is called Sagittarius the Archer, and it's a hollow thermal. Ooh, okay, so the thermal part might not work. Thermals do have a shelf life, but this is a really pretty purple. You can see that. So much squishy base there and lots of nice hollow. So I think I want to at least try this out. Their brush looks very nice. Curious about this one, and I am kind of curious to see if it actually still thermals. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. There's a lot of factors that go into how long a thermal lasts. But that one's going to go in the keep pile. That one is Dior Couture Sagittarius. All right, next one we have is from KPT. Okay, so this one I think we've seen 1 or 2 bottles from so far that were not new in box. This one is called Let's Get Peachy, and it's a thermal. It is another thermal polish. So I'm curious if this is the original cold state or if this is the warm state that this ended up dyeing into, but I like this color. It's kind of this squash orange. There's a load of larger particled shimmer or maybe even microflakies in pinks and golds. Yeah, this is really cute. It's definitely unusual in my collection. Most of the oranges that I have, the great majority I should say, are deeper pumpkin shades like those terracottas and darker fall shades. So I'm curious about having this on my nails. I think it could be really cute. I'll have to see how I like it on my skin tone, but I know it's one I don't have, so that one's going to go in the keep pile. All right. Next up, we've got Occult Nails. This one is called Mind Control. Ooh, this is a mysterious color, maybe a very dark gray? Yeah, maybe an incredibly dark gray. Not quite a black. There's a bit of a lightness to it, and then it has some larger purple sparkles throughout, like a micro flaky or a larger particled shimmer. There is some like silver shifts to this one, maybe, or maybe there's two different kinds of a shimmer particle, but I'm just not as excited about this one as I have been with other colors. So we're going to go ahead and put this one in the D stash as well. That is Cult Nails Mind Control. Next up, we have one from Bohemian Polish. This one is called Coney Island Cotton. And this one is like a cotton candy pink with a blue to purple flash. Look at that. So this is actually a combination that I enjoy in pinks. It's actually made me like a lot of different kinds of pinks that I normally, at least normal for a few years ago, wouldn't have liked in a shade of pink. But this kind of a blue flash in a pink will get me every time. For some reason, I just really like the combination. So this is another one that I know I don't have. So we're going to add that to the collection. That was Coney Island Cotton by Bohemian Polish. I mean, just look at that. That is so pretty. All right. Next up, we've got a Vapid. I think our first Vapid of this video. This one is called Nonsense. Ooh, another from the Alice in Wonderland collection. So this is one I need to check on because I think we unboxed Who Are You from the last video, and it was one that I had on my wish list but I didn't own yet. So this one also sounds familiar, as did Who Are You, but I get the feeling this is one that I don't own yet either. So we will check on that. This is a beautiful multi-chrome with glitter. You're seeing mainly like a blue with fuchsia, but I think you can see all of those beautiful twinkles in a like micro flaky, but there's definitely an orange flash around the edge of the bottle. So another one that's going in the check pile. That is Vapid's Nonsense. Next up, ooh, look at this. We have another bottle style from Love Angeline. So we've run into at least 3 different bottle sizes, styles, and labels from this brand. And this is a new one, at least from this haul. And this one is called Marine Life. And the other ones have been this style predominantly. Different labels in some cases. But yeah, this is a micro glitter with a bunch of purple, fuchsia, green, and maybe black, adding that really deep richness. This is another really neat combination. The name does kind of sound familiar, and I'm wondering if we might have already unboxed it. Now, I already know at the end of this haul, when I've unboxed everything, I will need to come back and do a sorting of everything that I've kept just to make sure that I didn't end up with duplicates or anything. But for the time being, this is going to go in the keep pile. This is a really pretty combination of all of those micro glitters. There's some hollow in there as well. So we're going to hold on to this one. That was Love Angeline Marine Life. Next up, we've got a Stardust polish. This one is called SPLGC number 2. We have another purple and another hollow. This one also has additional ingredients in it. I think there might even be a shimmer. Yeah, I see that little flash across the face. Then there's the hollow, and then actually you're seeing a good view there of those additional twinkles. There are what might be micro glitters in a metallic. Yeah, very pretty combination. Another one that I don't think I have, but again, we'll have to do sorting here at the end once I've unboxed everything, but that is Stardust Polish, SPLGC number 2. Next up, we've got another parrot polish. This one is called Stargazer. Oh, wow. Look at that color. So this is like an incredibly dark, inky green. Oh, wow, that got even darker after a good shake. Look at that. There's still a vibrancy, though, in there. I don't know if that's just because when the light's coming through the bottle, yeah, there you go. That's a beautiful, like, dark emerald color that's coming through. I'm wondering if this is a squishy formula. Yeah, I think this might be a squishy formula. Yeah, definitely a squishy formula. There on the neck, you can see it's got that squishy jelliness. That is a really pretty color. This one's going in the keep pile. I was a little iffy there at first, but I think that jelly formula in this color could look really interesting on. And I know it's one I don't have, so that's going to go in the keep pile. That was Parrot Polish Stargazer. Next up, we've got another from KPT. This one is called Do You Want a Fanta? And it's another thermal. This is in like a Barbie pink that is jam-packed full of these purple flashes, I think in a micro glitter maybe, and some like rose gold or champagne ones as well. This is a really cute combination. This tone of pink is definitely one that I like for summer. Again, I'm going to have to do comparisons at some point to all of these shades of pink, but this one's going to go in the keep pile. It's another one I know I don't have, and I also am curious, again, about the thermal, but that was Do You Want a Fanta by KPT. Ooh, okay. I've been curious about these. There's a few that are wrapped in like paper towels, and I'm not sure what brand they are. They have a little person on them. Who would this be? It says it's Blaze. We're going to find out together. Who is this? It's more cult nails. Oh my gosh. It's more cult nails. That is exciting. All right. So this one is Blaze, as it said on the exterior. And I'm pretty sure we did already unbox one of these. Yes, we did. So we have 2 bottles. Now, the other one, the first one, is in the Can I Fix It pile because that one has dried out. But this one is not dried out. It's actually in pretty good shape. So we're going to put this one also in the keep pile just in case this one is unfixable. I'm hoping that with some thinner, we can bring that one back to life. But if not, I have a backup. So we're going to put Cult Nails Blaze in the keep pile. All right, next up, ooh, we've got one from Native War Paints. This one is called Money Penny, and this is such a soft, delicate color. I'm trying to decide if this is an off-white or a very light gray or even a very light blue, but look at that glow. We have this copper flash in there. That is a really pretty combination, and I don't think I have this one from them either. This is also one of their older labels, so this is going to go in the keep pile as well, at least, again, until I can do some swatches, but I think this should be pretty unique to my collection. It'll most likely come down to whether or not I like this on my skin tone. So that one is Native War Paints Money Penny. Next up, we've got one from Nail Nation 3000. This is another brand that we've seen a couple of different bottle styles from, and I know the name, but I actually don't know if this is an indie brand or like a boutique brand, but this one is called Freak Sauce, and this is a like hot sauce red holo. Look at that. So it is loaded with a holographic. It has that sort of orangey hue to it, which is why I say hot sauce besides the name. They're leading me in that direction. This one, might need a bit more of a shake-up, but look at that color. That's kind of an interesting tone. That hot sauce quality to it has that pinch of orange to it. So I actually think I want to save this and try it against some of the other reds that I have kept. Again, reds aren't necessarily my favorite, but just to compare it to that Cult Nails that went immediately in the D-stash, I think you can see the difference here. That is pretty strongly bright red. So we're going to give this one a shot because, yeah, I think this could be pretty interesting on. Actually, this could make a nice fall red, presuming it looks like this on the nail. So that was Nail Nation Freak Sauce going in the collection. Next up, we have that Love Angeline that we looked at earlier. This one is SBP Hollow 1. Now that name sounds familiar, oddly enough. It's possible I may have gotten a bottle of this in a mystery box. Yeah, I think so, because it even looks kind of familiar. This is an interesting one. It's kind of like a muted gold. You can see the linear hollow. It's also got flakies, so it's a very interesting combination. I actually do not recall if this one ended up going in the keep pile or not, and I think it did. I think I ended up swatching this and surprising myself. Yeah, I think so. It's sort of like a buff shade. Yeah, it's an interesting combination. I think we will go ahead and put this in the to be checked pile. That way I can see if I did end up keeping that one. Because this one, even though right now in the bottle there's a lot of separation going on, the color on the brush is really a nice neutral color. So I want to see how this one looks and see if I do own it. That was Love Angeline SBP Hollow 1. Next up, we've got a little mini from Ever After. This one is called Malibu Barbie, and it was an Awesome Sauce exclusive. I don't know if that was a box or something. This one is a squishy blue, loaded with some, I think, hollow and little flakies and shimmer. It's a really beautiful combination, but I've said it before with minis, they're just not my favorite. This one is a decent size at 6 ml, but I also have quite a lot of these lighter shades of blue, so the color would really have to be special for me to want to keep a mini. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just de-stash this one. That was a mini Ever After Malibu Barbie. Speaking of minis, we have one from Joy Lacquer. This one doesn't appear to have a name. It's also gotten in quite the battle with another bottle of nail polish. This is a bright shade of yellow. Let's just see if it's got anything in it. Yeah, I think it's got a bunch of shimmer, maybe even a little bit of flakies. This tone of yellow though is not my favorite. It's a little too brightly lemon. So I think we're going to go ahead and put this one in the D stash. That one is Cadillacquer Unknown. Next up, who should be next? Let's do this one. This is another Rescue Beauty Lounge. This one is called Oliveto. Ooh, wow. So this is an interesting green. Look at that. Needs a little bit of a shake, but this tone is really interesting. It is a nice olive cream, and then look at that flash. We have this blue, purple, and pink, maybe even a little bit of gold in that shimmer. What an unusual combination. This is actually one that I could see myself wearing. I think this could look really neat. It's almost like an avocado green, like a guacamole green. So this is very unusual to my collection and one I know I don't have. So we're going to go ahead and add that to the keep pile. Yeah, that's really neat. That's Rescue Beauty Lounge's Oliveto. Next up, we've got one from KPT. This one is called Swimming with Mermaids, and there was a slight change, I guess. It has a date on it as well. It looks like 8/19, and this is a nice shade of green. Warm, sensitive thermal. Interesting. It is kind of like a light forest green. There's not a lot of blue in it. It is full of this holographic glitter. It's another one that I know I don't have, and this is definitely one I could see myself reaching for. So we're going to add that to the keep pile. That was KPT's Swimming with Mermaids. Next up, we have another Rescue Beauty Lounge. This one is called Footpath. Oh, this is interesting. This is kind of like a peanut butter color, an orange-leaning peanut butter color. Very unusual. Again, this company has some very unusual colors. Maybe like a mix of Baroque gold in there. Again, very, very unusual. This one appears to be in a cream finish. Yeah, look at that. Wow. That is extremely unique. This one's going to go in the keep pile. I think that might surprise some of you because it is kind of in the same family as a yellow or a gold, but it's not a metallic. And I'm liking the tone. It's just super unusual. So I'm curious if this would make a nice one for fall. So I want to at least give it a shot. That's Rescue Beauty Lounge Footpath. Next up, we've got another Colors by Leroux. Actually, this might be our first Colors by Leroux of this video, but we've run into quite a lot in this haul so far. This one is called Rendered Speechless, and it is from the Summer 2016 collection. Oh, this is a soft little color, a very light pastel minty green and beautiful shimmer in here. It's a larger particled pink with some gold, maybe a pinch of orange. That is adorable. Greens in this tone are one of my favorite shades of green, and I don't think we've run across this one before, so we're going to add that to the keep pile. That was Colors by Leroux Rendered Speechless. Next up, we have another Cult Nails. This one is called Masquerade. Ooh, so this is a deep teal that leans more towards the green side, and then again more sparkles in this larger particled shimmer. This one is a fuchsia to orange with some purple on the edges. This is another beautiful color. Here it is on the brush and wand. You can see that tone. Actually, there's a bit more blue leaning, so definitely in that teal family. I don't think we've run into this one before, and it is a stunning color, so this is going to go in the keep pile as well. That is Cult Nails Masquerade. Next up, we have another from Glittering Elements. This one is called Proto V3102, and it's a beautiful purple with glitter. So this is a nice juicy tone of purple, and I'm loving the mix of glitter in here. We do have red, but it is a smaller red, and it's also mixed in with holographics and an aqua in there. So beautiful combination. I think there's also a linear holographic in there as well. So very unique combination. Definitely not a mix I have in my collection yet. And since this is a new to me brand from this haul, we're going to go ahead and add this to the collection as well. That is Glittering Elements Proto V3102. Next up, we've got another from Black Cat Lacquer. I think this might only be our second bottle from this brand in this haul. This one is called Blackest Friday. This appears to be a black jelly with some gold, some silver, some holographic. I want to say there's different sizes of sparkles as well. There's something else twinkling away and they're catching the light really beautifully. Now this is in that color family of polishes that I have been destashing a lot of though. Those black jellies to blackened bases. And this one actually might not be a straight up black. You see that sort of a brown lean on the wand? It might be a very dark brown when sheared out in one coat, but I think it is meant to layer up into a black considering the name. So we're going to go ahead and put this one in the destash. It has a lot of gold in it and I just don't see myself reaching for this over other colors in this family. So Black Cat Lacquer's Blackest Friday is going to go in the destash. All right, next up we have a Cult Nails. This one is called Untamed and this is another bubblegum pink. This also has some sparkle in it, but it's a little bit more on the subdued side. It's sort of scattered throughout there in either micro glitters or micro flakies. I mean, they're teeny tiny little things adding a nice glistening effect on the nail. I can't quite tell if this is going to be on the sheer side. Whoopsie. So if this happens, it's really easy to fix. Basically, that just means that the brush inside your cap has gotten stuck to the bottle. What you want to do is just put your cap back on loosely and just give it a light little twist. That'll detach the brush from where it was stuck. Then you just screw the cap back on, tight but not too tight, and it should reseat the brush and you're good to go. Just like that. So yeah, I think it's a little on the squishy side. I don't think it's quite as jelly as I thought it might be, but this is actually a color I would like to try. I think this could look very nice and delicate on, and I want to see how it compares to the other shades of pink that I have already in my collection. So that was Cult Nails Untamed going in the keep pile. All right, next up we've got an Essie. This one is called Bond with Whomever. Now this one does not sound familiar, but this is a gorgeous lilac shade, kind of a pink leaning light purple. It is in a cream formula, and this is another one that's going to go in the keep pile. Since it doesn't sound familiar, I don't think it's one that I own from Essie, and I love this shade of purple, especially for springtime, so I'd like to see how it compares to the other shades of this lilac color. And as I've mentioned before in my other videos, I'm trying to make sure that in my creams, I do have enough color range across all colors so that when I want to do some layering, I can choose just the right shade. So that is Essie's Bond with Whomever. All right, next up, we've got another KPT. This one is called Camellia. And this is like a dark fuchsia. Seems to be a cream polish. And it's another thermal. All right, so that clinches it. We're going to go ahead and add this to the collection. This main tone is not exactly my favorite of these shades. Usually in these darker tones, I like them to have a bit more of a punchy pop of a color, but I am curious if the thermal still works, and if so, what it changes to. And it is possible that I might like this tone swatched out. It's possible it could make a nice late summer to early fall color, so we'll have to see how that goes, but I know it's one I don't have yet. So that was KPT's Camellia. Next up, we've got this little guy from Dear Russ. We ran into a couple of bottles from this brand before, and they had some very cute colors. This one is called CC07, and this is a Korean brand. This one is an interesting color. I actually can't tell what the base is. Interesting. I still can't quite tell if the base is that pink tone that I'm seeing, or if it's a lavender, or if it's a dusty gray with a bunch of shimmer in it. Very unusual though. This is going to go in the collection as well. I mean, this is an unusual color. The combination is really interesting, and the tone is interesting as well. It's got that gray, purpley pink vibe, which is very unusual. So that's going to go in the keep pile as well. That was Dear Russ CC07. All right, what is this one? We've got one wrapped in bubble wrap with rubber bands. I think this might be... yeah, Love Angeline. I thought I recognized that bottle shape. So this is Love Angeline, and it is a prototype. So we've got another of their micro glitter mixes. This one is predominantly gold though. There are other colors in here, like a steely blue, and I'm seeing some red speckles that might be coming from the hollow or maybe from another shimmer particle. This one's just not as exciting to me as some of the other colors I feel like I've seen. I have kept some of the glitter mixes that have a predominantly gold coloration, maybe even another prototype from them. There it is on the wand. So because I know I already have kept one color that's kind of like this one, I don't feel like I need another one. So we're going to go ahead and put this one in the D stash. That one was Love Angeline Prototype. Next up, let's do this little guy. This one is called Twinkled Tea Stamping Polish. Ooh, so a new to me brand. Plus it's got a little unicorn. That is adorable. This one doesn't appear to have a nameplate. It's possible that its little sticker came off. And this one is a pearl white. And this is definitely a color I would like to try. This was a type of color or color family that I was looking for a couple of winters, and I know I have found a few, but I don't know that I've ever actually gotten them on my nails. So I want to see how this one compares. I like that this almost has a pinch of like a champagne quality to it. It's not a stark white, so we're going to add that to the collection. I'll have to see about finding out what the name of this one is though, but that one is a new to me brand, Twinkled Tea Stamping Polish. Next up, we have a Native War Paints. This one is called No Tricks Here. This was from April Fool's Day 2016. Wow. And this is a beautiful color. This is like a bright cobalt blue, and there are more large shimmer particles in here in pinks and golds, maybe a little bit of green. This is a gorgeous color, kind of a summery color in that blue, like dark but bright blue shade. Yeah, look at that. Almost has that slight lean into a dark periwinkle, or maybe a blurple. That might be the pink shimmer messing with the eyes or playing with the eyes since it's mixed in with a blue base, but I like this one, so we're going to add that to the keep pile. That was Native War Paints, No Tricks Here. So that is 50 bottles of polish. It took me a lot longer to get through some of these, to go through the unboxing of the boxes, but I did want to go through a couple of the Bath and Body products from Vapid since we're in this box. Again, these are more like bonus items because they don't count towards our bottle count. This first one is Vapid's Moisturizing Body Mist in Waikiki. And I'm actually not sure about the dates on these because they're undated. I would imagine they might be okay. They are sealed, but I'm just not sure. It's something I'll have to look into. But like I said, that was their Moisturizing Body Mist in Waikiki. The next one is another of Vapid's Moisturizing Body Mist, this time in Kalamazoo. And again, sealed bottle, undated, so I'm not sure if this one's okay or not. I'd imagine so. It is still sealed, like I mentioned, so no idea how these smell either. If they are still good, I don't want to have all of these opened if I decide to add any to the D-stash or whatnot, but that one was Vapid's Kalamazoo. All right, let's do one more. We have a Vapid's Body Cream. This is 100% natural goat milk. Surprise, I'm drunk is the scent. So this is one that I'm actually not sure about since it is a milk derivative. It does smell pretty good still. I don't really smell any rancidness or anything from the lotion, but this one is not sealed, so it's possible it was used. It's a lotion though, so I don't know. I'll have to look into that again, but scent on that one is surprise, I'm drunk in their body cream. All right, so there we have 50 bottles of nail polish and 3 Bath and Body products from Vapid. Let me know down below what you think about the Bath and Body products. Like I said, I'm still a little iffy about if I can reuse those, so I'm going to have to look into that. Also, let me know which ones are your favorites from the bottles of polish that I unboxed. I think from this one, the ones that I'm most excited about have been the Rescue Beauty Lounge and the Vapid, but we have run into some really good ones from Colors by Leroy and Cult Nails and Femme Fatale as well. So we've got a lot of good ones in this one and lots more to go. This is going to be at least 5 more videos to get through this tote, if not 6. And after this, we still have 3 more totes. So lots more to go. If you're new, make sure to hit the little subscribe button down below. That way you don't miss out on any of my new videos. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me and looking at beautiful polish. Hopefully you guys had a good time, and I will see you in that next one.